Hello everyone and welcome back to another Disney Dreamlight Valley video. Woo! It is the finale quest, I think, of the Storybook Vale Part 1. I haven't looked at any spoilers or walkthroughs or things like that, so I'm assuming this is going to be the finale because we are in the final biome of Ever After, where Maleficent's Beanstalk Castle looms in the horizon. A gorgeous monstrosity of magical proportions. And we're treated to a lovely cutscene there. So the Mistress of All Evil. We have a question mark on the portrait. So we're dressed in our evil queen regalia to match her evilness. And it doesn't take a genius or a scientist or an academic to work out that it's probably Maleficent that we're tracking down. So after a quick exploration of the biome, you're going to obviously just wind yourself into the beanstalk. And we're going to enter Maleficent's castle. Now we have Flynn as our buddy. Whether he joins us in, I'm not too sure. We're treated to another wee cutscene. It's very Cluedo-esque, isn't it? It's very murder mystery. Lots of ink. Lots of shadow. Oh, and there's the main woman herself. She looks class, doesn't she? I've always been a fan of Maleficent ever since Kingdom Hearts, so the fact that Disney Dreamlight Valley are kind of tapping into that just makes sense, lads. Now, we are going to just clean up the place. She deserves it. And it's always a good idea to have your inventory empty. I do not have my inventory empty. Learn from my mistakes. Because you're probably going to be collecting a load of tasks that you want to be collecting. So you have a lovely chest with very little in it. It's a recurring theme in this game.
You've returned.
Ah, her voice. Her character model is pretty cool, isn't it, lads? I'm a fan. Very Kingdom Hearts. Wouldn't the gag be insane if Sora and Cole somehow eventually find themselves in Dreamlight Valley? So yes, the story is that Maleficent doesn't know that really the ink war is happening around the Storybook Vale. She's been secluded in her castle, unbeknownst to her, causing wreckage, destruction, and panic. Animations are so cool. Loving it. So the cusp of this quest is that we're going to have to do something for her to then help us. Quid pro quo. So this will involve tracking down 2 of her items to restore her throne room. So that's going to be fun. Lots of puzzles in this one, lads, and it does take a little while to kind of guess some of the solutions. We're going to go up here and just give it a scan. So there's the wheel. Get the wheel first. You also get some onion seeds. Very important. We're going to reattach the wheel. We're going to hit it with our net, and this is going to be the first one. Lots of ink as well. Hopefully you have a few royal duties and tasks to clear ink. So there's the door, and when you go up there you can interact with it, which reveals the code room where we enter in the code. And then it's all about finding the different or decrypting the messages. So we're not really treated to anything of substance there apart from our onion seeds. So, time to explore and see if we can find any codes. Better pickaxe our way through. Get some petrified wood. And up here you'll find the first code, so that's IV4. And that is the circle symbol. Now you can see here that you can raise and lower the chandelier. And part of me was thinking, what is going on here? Keep it lowered because you'll get the other code as well. But just to keep track of everything, we're just going to, as we get codes, enter them in. Keep track of all those things. And you may be wondering what is going on here. But if you pivot your camera, you will see that number 1 is that symbol. go to your number 1 in the code room and set it. Now, this bookcase at the back looks somewhat suspicious. And there you go, there's a dragon. Now, it can be difficult to figure out just what code that alludes to, what number. And this did kind of puzzle me for a sec. So if we go in, we might find something. Ah, there we go, number 2. So we have number 2. So we have 3 of the codes. So then that's all that we really need. Because all you have to do is just cycle through the symbols for number 3. And it should pop out this big ass spindle. So we go back and we can set it down for Maleficent. Now we need 2 items. So we'll drop that just to keep the inventory nice and empty. Now you have 2 of these symbols for the second gate. So again, pickaxe. She spent all this time in the castle and she's not really cleaned up anything. She's a terror. So there we have the dragon, and then it's just process of elimination. Here we go. Maybe I actually got that order wrong. Ah, there we go. Dragon and then castle. And then lads, this is this looks harder than it actually is. So we have a load of puzzles on the wall. And you're just going to have to contort your head around just to make sure that you can get them. So you can follow what I do, which is just, that's dragon there. And then top right hand corner is dragon again. Castle in the middle. That's the first one done. Then you can go around the walls and just check the bookcases to see if any of them move about. They seem to be legit. There's one there. So we have castle and we have dragon in both corners. So again, you just have to kind of pivot your head and kind of make sense of it in that way. Or you can just copy what I'm doing here. Either or. No judgment here. This is a safe space for problem solving and puzzles. So this bookcase can be moved and then we just get 2 more. So it's not as difficult as one may have assumed. And then actually, like, the door there actually opened automatically, lads. And I'm not entirely sure why. So we don't actually have to find the middle piece anymore. You're just happy out going to collect the spoils. So the plot twist is the middle emblem was actually just a question mark. So we got the throne. A big ass throne that is just in a tiny chest, and we can carry that no bother because we're super strength. But yeah, we're finished with this puzzle. I'm just doing this just to see if something unique triggered, but no. So you don't have to complete everything. Head back. Now this bit is a little bit tricky. It took me a good bit to figure it out. Again, it's just about casting shadows. So you have to go into furniture mode and move the furniture in a way that complements the shadows that are on the wall. So you can see there, that's the tip that the piece of paper tells you. So if you go into furniture mode and you just have to move the throne, you have to move the candles, you have to move the spindle, and to complement the different shadow outlines. Ha! So that took me a long time, lads, I'm not gonna lie. So if you want to look at the solution, that's how I set it up, but I'm not gonna embarrass myself by showing everything that I done to get me to that point. Maleficent opens up a lovely portal, which we follow her through with no question at all for our personal safety. And then just like Hades, we have to catch the corrupted snippets that are in Maleficent's castle. So you start with 1 and then 3 happen. Not actually as bad as Hades. Hades' one was so repetitive, but these ones, as soon as you catch them, they're caught. Which is happy days. It doesn't have that I am just losing the will to live, trying to catch them by just throwing everything at them. Oh, we'll take this lovely chest before we forget about it. Pick up some lovely gravel. There we go. Let me just have one final one to catch. There we go. Talk to Maleficent. We're just going to do a quick survey of the surroundings.
Yes.
Yes. So, we've upended her castle and helped solve her problems. Will she come to the lore keeper? Possibly. Apart from her screaming at us there. But yes, lads, this is the final part of this part of the quest. We then have to rekindle Maleficent and Hades together. And there is going to be a little plot twist towards the end because this is the final quest of part 1. So of course there's going to be some surprises. But yeah, get through this dialogue and then we just have to... that laugh. That's not at all going to get very annoying in the valley. But yes, that is the Mistress of All Evil. Happy days. And then guys, this triggers the official last quest of the Storybook Vale Part 1, a long-awaited invitation. Get your keister back to the lore keeper, who has been busy just doing nothing, sitting on a pedestal. We'll judge her immensely for that. And I suppose the big plot twist about this is that we discovered that Hades and Maleficent actually didn't cause the ink catastrophe. It happened before their feud, I think, is my understanding. But it turns out that the corrupted snippets that were in both the castle and the Mount Olympus were taken from the lore keeper. But all you have to do is collect snippets, lads. And then once you've collected enough snippets, you can do the final puzzle, the Spark of Spite. So reordering the story. Now, in all instances, y'all are probably a lot quicker at doing these puzzles than I am. But sit back, relax, and watch me struggle with very basic fine motor skills. There we go, 2 pieces done already. Happy days. Esports. So a lot of pieces, and the scene that we're creating is of both Hades and Maleficent's kind of origin stories. We got very lucky there. Oh, very lucky there again. Oh, lads, the guesswork. As you can see, the 3 fairies there in the bottom. Could that go there? Oh, okay, who needs corner pieces? This is a little bit tricky on console. It's a little bit slower than I would like. But we'll get there. Oh, the crow. So Maleficent seems to be on the bottom part and Hades seems to be on the top part. So that can help you with your pedestals and your columns, and then that should match what's going on there. Or maybe it goes there. Who knows? There we go. That's a bit of Hades. I should really stop with this piece. It's like really concerning me. The night. Oh, it probably doesn't join with that head piece because the head isn't in the right place, but we'll get to that in a sec. There we go. Corner's nearly all done. So that seems to be Maleficent's body there. We'll leave that in the middle. This is an edge piece, corner. There we go. Da, 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 da. But the strategy here is just picking random pieces. there probably is a better way of doing this, lads. Let's be honest. Here's Maleficent done. Oh, we have Zeusy boy. Thank you to everyone struggling along watching this with me. I'd say you're screaming at your screens to be like, hurry up. But we're taking this nice and considered. Does There's a bit of purple there. So I'd imagine it's there, yep. Here's the crow. So there we go. We'll slot Hades back together, and that's why then that's how they join up together. So now we just have all the middle parts to do. So it is kind of like a traditional way of solving a jigsaw because we've got all the outskirts done. There's Hera, who, do you know what's so funny? Like when you learn about the mythology of Hercules and Zeus, Hera isn't exactly who you'd want to be going around Hercules as a baby. But your luck. Disney changing the plot, the key plot. There's Hades there, looking very forlorn, looking at the baby Hercules, and then we have Maleficent as well, who is being shunned away from the celebrations. So this kind of ties in nicely to the reason why Hades and Maleficent kind of went a bit AWOL is that they feel a little bit forgotten about. And there we go. The spark of spite done. Nice wee picture. And we got a cool item for it as well. So yeah, it turns out that they both feel a little bit ignored and forgotten about. So Maleficent was shunned away from Aurora's celebrations. Which makes her a bit spiteful. And then Hades as well felt like a loose part at Hercules' birth, baptism, and whatnot, and a bit of jealousy sneaking in. So we can be a bit funny with the lore keeper, and we can say I would have done the same thing. Which, let's be honest, lads, we would. Destroy the land. I love if there was like a percentage, like you were given statistics on what everyone picked, because it's I'd love to know what everyone picks in these kind of choices. I'm just going for the funny dialogue in this. So then it turns out that we are going to create some personalized invitations for Hades and Maleficent to kind of entice them into joining us for a meeting on how to solve and save and protect the Storybook Vale. So I'm going to just give a little second or two for the quest to update. Yes, then we just have to collect Pink Rose. So Pink Rose can be found in the Ever After. You have the Petrified Wood, which can be found in the Bind mining. The Fairy Bubbles as well in Ever After. And then you have the Lightning Spice, which can be found in the Mythology biomes. Then we just go to the biome. Or not the biome, sorry, your crafting desk. And there are two separate invitations to make. Both look pretty cool. And then you just have to hand them to both Hades and to Maleficent. So my Hades is just outside the bind. So he's just outside, not the bind, sorry, he's outside Flynn's house in the bind. Hand him over. He looks ecstatic, lads.
Okay.
But yeah, did you like the extra detail we put in? And he's a fan, lads. But he's obviously mad in case Maleficent shows up. Which, of course, we know she shall and will. There's no helping it, though. They're going to have to learn to get along. Right. So yeah, we just pass on the invite to Hades. And then afterwards, we're going to have to pass it on to the Queen of Evil herself.
Bye-bye.
And then just get to Maleficent's castle. Took me a while to realise that she's not actually wandering around. She's stuck in the castle. And the same scenario again. She's not that pushed in leaving the castle, but she's certainly even more so not pushed in meeting Hades. That laugh is fun for now, but will probably go right through me when she becomes a permanent villager. The animations are so cool. That is if she becomes one. I'm still not sure. So, playing hard to get will say, come if you want, but more than likely she will. Then we just come back to the lore keeper, and this is kind of a fun cutscene because it's kind of like the final countdown of just the two of them, two rivals, duking it out for one final showdown. I really liked how the developers done this. So anyway, the Grand Council or the meeting is about to begin. And of course, all that we need from these two evil villains is a dramatic entrance. Dun dun dun. The music. Ta-da!
Took you long enough.
This is a pleasant surprise.
Wow. We did it, lads. We moved the mountain. And then you're just treated to a lovely conversation between the two of them. But it does actually kind of nip everything in the bud, so to speak. Flynn just being a casual observer of antics and events. But yes. At this point, lads, I thought that Maleficent was going to become a villager. But I was wrong. So I was a bit disappointed. I was all ready to start with her friendship quests, and I realised that the developers have said she's not actually going to join the valley until maybe part 2 or even future parts. Who knows how the story goes. So there's a lengthy dialogue conversation. But yeah, I like this bit. We mend the rift. The lore keeper's ecstatic. And then Maleficent gets beamed back to the mothership. And we don't know what happened to her. So it ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. We talk to the lore keeper. And suppose we have to care about her condition now that we know she's not guilty of causing all the upset. But yeah, it's linked to Aurora. So I'd imagine when Aurora comes to the village, maybe we can get Maleficent too. Not you, Flynn. Sorry. Don't care about your opinions at this minute.
Cool.
But yeah, Hades as well is kind of strangely saying that we need to get Maleficent back.
Good.
Which is nice. He'll probably feature a lot in the next part too. But thanks very much, lads, for checking out the video. This is kind of the last section of it. I hope you enjoyed the Storybook Vale quests as much as I did. That is us finished on the main quest storylines. We have a few bits and pieces left to do, and we're going to start building up our storybook magic for part 2 when it releases. But a long-awaited invitation is done. A big thank you to everyone who has watched the videos, subscribed, liked, and dropped comments. As always, till next we meet, look after yourselves, be good, and take care.